Good morning, everybody. Appreciate you being here. We have made it. We have made it to game week, and so very excited about the opportunity. Saturday, 3:30, national broadcast on ABC. It's a great opportunity for our football team. I'm really excited for our players and all the work that has gone into this off season. All the work that and response to the adversity that we've seen, whether it's quarantine or just some of the ups and downs that goes into every year to be able to get to this point, to go out there and play the game that they love to play. And really pleased with how our camp has gone. Their approach this last week was, I thought they came at a very high level each and every day. We were able to get a mock game there Saturday that I thought really went really well, kind of helping them understand the expectations from the time that we're going to walk out, what it's going to look like, where we're going, just to help them be confident in the expectation of what we're going to do building towards kickoff, because throughout the process of this week, that's our continued focus, is to continue to focus on ourselves, getting better each and every day, so that we can go out there on Saturday and play to the best of our ability. And like I said, I've been really pleased with our football team. Only have one real personnel note that I'm going to address. Hamsah is going to be out for this week. I know he wasn't on the depth chart. He is doing a great job in his rehabilitation, and we feel like he's really close. Just not going to be available for this week, and we're very hopeful for for him to return in the extremely near future, here moving forward. But I just wanted to address that at the front end of it, and we'll go ahead and take questions from there.
First question will be
Coach, the game's still going to be 11-on-11, played on a 100-yard long football field. But is there anything that you feel this season will be different in terms of what teams have to do to win football games?
Well, I think in this year, it's you're gonna have to adapt and adjust to a lot of different factors, and at the end of the day, the course of a normal week, it looks different. There's a lot more distractions, or a lot more things that our players are having to do to sacrifice throughout the course of the week. Playing college football is hard for anyone. And to win a college football game is challenging, but whether it's the 3 times of getting COVID tested, all the different things that we're having to do to maintain social distance, in meetings, and how we're operating in all aspects. This will be a very unique year in a lot of different ways. But when it comes to playing the game, the way that we prepare, the passion which we play, and the purpose of what we do in all aspects of showing who we are and how we've grown as a program, we get to display that. And it's going to come down to obviously the team that can go out there and play smart, play fast, play physical, and then finish everything that they do. And so the discipline and the fundamental growth that we've seen that needs to be on display come Saturday.
Hey, Mike, obviously the crowd situation is just going to be different than in the past. I'm curious, have you reached out to anybody, either coaches who have already coached in an environment like this, or coaches in other, NBA and MLB or anything, just to get a feel for what that's like as a coach and for the players?
Well, it's kind of actually been unique that some of the first games in college football are with staffs that I'm very familiar with. Alma Mater won, and then obviously Memphis played there Saturday night. So we all understand it's going to be a little bit different, but we've been preparing our guys through the course of practice for all the things that they might see. There's been times that we've had that we've funneled in crowd noise. That's been kind of the norm of what we've done throughout the course of practice. I like that, just to create adversity, regardless. We were doing that back in the spring, but then there's also been times that we've been totally silent, and being able to encourage and guys that it doesn't matter what the atmosphere. It doesn't matter if we play in front of 20,000 fans or no fans. We've got to control ourselves and make sure that we're bringing our intensity, obviously our passion to each and every play, and truly control the things that we can control.
Hey, Coach, early in camp, I think I asked you about Andrew Baselli and Babion at center, and you interjected that Maurice was battling there too. What did you guys see from him so early, and what has he done to earn at least for now the starting job?
I mean, he's done a great job. You know, his growth and development, you know, from the mental aspect of it, you know, has been incredible. You know, he's got great athleticism. You know, he's really shown a consistent physicality at the position as he's grown in his understanding of what to do. The physicality of what he's bringing to the position is something that I'm really pleased with his development. And you know, I think when you look at Bavion and the versatility that he has in his game, you know, he's challenged himself, and I'm really proud of that young man for what I've seen, especially these last couple of weeks as we've been looking for you kind of the right fit you within the first five, and you know, I can tell you that, you know, we're going to play more than five. I mean, you guys, you know, Brady Scott's a young man that's you know, played a lot of football here, and I think, you know, he provides you know, great versatility to be able to go in really at you know, 4 different spots on the offensive line, you know, he could show up at. But, you know, just seeing those guys compete with each other and really start to gel and to grow under the leadership of Coach Atkins. I mean, I've been pleased with that group and you know, really where we are. But now we need to go play a game and you know, to be able to handle the immediate adjustments. You know, the you know, things that are going to show up throughout the course of a game. You know, that you know, we need to be able to show that you know, our growth at the position and what we've been able to do, trusting our fundamentals and communication, so we can have 5 guys playing as one.
Hey, Coach. I was just looking at the depth chart as well, and Kalen DeLoach sharing duties with Amari Gainer at stud. Just what has he done throughout this preseason to kind of put himself in a position to compete to start?
You know, I think both of those guys have been extremely active, and you know, they bring the right mindset to the game. And then, you know, I'll tell you, you know, DeKalen Brooks right there alongside of that. I mean, those are 3 guys I felt very confident, you know, being able to impact the game. And you know, I think when you look at Kalen, you know, he possesses great athleticism and speed. You know, can play sideline to sideline. You know, has a you know, great skill set, you know, in pass coverage as well. And so he's been very impactful. I think when you look at all 3 of those guys, which I mentioned, all of them also will play a very significant role in special teams. And so with what we're doing there, you know, to be able to you know, mix and match a little bit of whether it's with the personnel packages or the overall repetitions. So those guys are always playing fast, you know, staying fresh out there on the field, and then being able to make those impact plays when the opportunity comes to them. And that's going to be something that's critical at the stud position.
Hey, Coach. First of all, thanks for publishing the depth chart. We all appreciate it. And secondly, can you talk about your overall impressions of Georgia Tech and some of the challenges they're going to provide you guys based off what you've seen on film?
Most definitely, and I really considered just putting or on everybody on the depth chart, but you know, no, we decided to go ahead with that. But yeah, I'll tell you, you know, Georgia Tech is a team that you know, you see a lot of growth. And just by looking at the you know, their roster and the growth, the physical growth from guys, you know, they've got a lot of returning players. They've got guys that have been another year in Coach Collins' you know, culture and system. You know, you saw the steps you know, throughout the course of the season last year. They played a lot of competitive games. You know, they had a couple of really big wins that you know, that where they were able to show up and you know, and finish those games that they had been so in such a tight position to be able to do that. And I think that's something that comes over time, and belief in the system, belief in a culture. And you know, you see the way that they play. I mean, they play extremely hard. They've got a lot of versatility with guys within their roster. I know you look at Oliver, who was a quarterback there last year, receiver, and then now is moving over to the defensive backfield. You know, and somebody that they're really high on, and you can see the athleticism that he brings. You know, the defensive front, they've been able to. They have a couple new additions, and the overall growth at that position. Their defensive backfield, you know, is one that's impressive with the returning starters that they have. Looking at the offensive side, I mean, their receiving core, a lot of explosiveness. Those guys, I mean, you look back at the course of last year, and they had a lot of opportunities to be able to impact. They can stretch the field vertically, and you know, obviously possess, you know, really impressive athleticism. You know, they've added a couple of guys on the offensive front and really you know, helped with their overall size and just the girth of that position. And so, I know they're still working through the final touches on their quarterback position, but with that position and some talented running backs, we know that it's going to be a great challenge. And at the end of the day, in game one, it's unique every single year, but the thing we're telling our guys and is truly our focus is to focus on the things that we can control. That's how we prepare. That's obviously the details and the discipline that has to show up for us to put ourselves in the best position to be successful.
Travis Jay is a potential starter. I guess he's one of those oars, a punt returner and kick returner and both safety spots. What does that say about his intelligence to be able to do a lot of different things, get on the field at all those different positions?
He's been a young man that's probably been one of the stars of preseason camp. I'm excited to see him play a game. And, he's a very natural athlete. A lot of different things that he can do, with and without the ball in his hands, which is, obviously why you're seeing him in a lot of the returner roles. But then, just the versatility at safety. I think there's so many different, talents and skill sets that he's shown through the course of this fall camp, and really since we've been here, that has a lot of people excited. But now come Saturday, it's time to go put it on the field and to be able to play at a consistent level, to be able to make sure that you are where you're supposed to be, and then continue to make those plays when you get there. But you're very, very excited about Travis and the growth that I've seen from him and the opportunity that's in front of him.
Hey, Coach. You touched on it a little bit earlier, but what does a game week look like under you? I know you said you're focusing on yourself, but will you take time just with the team to talk to them, or what does a game week look like?
We started that yesterday. We practiced. We'll go through on Sunday night, and for the previous week, always put that game came to bed and focus on our corrections, our improvement. Yesterday, we got some good work continuing on the preparations for Georgia Tech, and then we also take some of our younger guys and have a little bit of a developmental time. At the end of that day, just to continue to pour into them and help with their development. Today is their off day, which is great to be able to start the week and focus on academics and to get off to a great start there. And then our Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be extremely challenging work days. We've got to prepare. We've got to make sure that we're continuing to build, not only the physical aspect of it, but the mental aspect of what we need to do. And that as that continues on with Thursday to Friday, that's going to be a little bit slower pace, but still everything is ramping up for kickoff. And so we treated last week like a game week, and we even wrapped the week up with a mock game. They're at 3:30. They're on last Saturday, and just so our guys have a sense of confidence in what they can expect. And this is the first time through it. This is something that is new to them, but you get a real sense of their excitement, and they can see the light at the end of the tunnel with kickoff here looming.
At wide receiver, you've got Terry and Thompson starting. Those guys seem to be very similar, which I guess is a good thing. But are they different enough to play at different spots?
No, absolutely, and that's the thing about this offense is that I think those guys can play in any of the three positions, and this is as I said kind of before, this is an offense that's built for playmakers to be able to showcase their skill set. We're not an offense that's going to put one guy in one position and just leave him there. We want to be able to move. We want to create matchups. We want to be able to put guys in places to show the versatility of their skills. And I think Terry and Warren, obviously they're both big receivers that possess great speed and playmaking ability, but they also can do a lot of other things that I think can help create some competitive advantages for this team. And couple that with guys like Keyshawn Helton, Pokey Wilson, Jordan Young is really coming along, and then some of our younger players. I mean, I'm excited about that receiving corps. We're going to have to play at a high level, and I know they're excited about embracing that challenge.
Regarding Warren Thompson, what does it say about him that he was able to put the controversy of a couple weeks behind him and focus on the field and earn that starting spot with you guys?
We obviously, as we went through that situation, we had some real conversations, and there were things that, I mean, that's part of life. It's like I told I think I told you guys when he was back a part of the team and what we were doing. And I love him. I really do. His the type of young man he is, the heart that he has. I mean, this is an unprecedented time of things that we've had to go through, and fear is real for some of these kids, and not just not totally understanding all aspects of what's out there, because as adults and everybody involved, and it's just it's so unique, and we were able to work through that process, and Warren has just continued to develop and put himself in a really good position. I'm excited about what the season can be for him, but he's got to continue to grow. He's got to continue to develop and show that consistency, and he gets that opportunity starting here on Saturday.
I know a lot of schools are changing some of their game weekend routines because of financial reasons and others. Are you guys still going to do a hotel the night before games, or are you going to change anything like that up?
We are, and I mean, there's some things that I think that's an important component to our game prep, and different things, meetings, and obviously having everybody in one place. But there will be some adjustments that are made to that in regards to the overall number of rooms and things that we're looking at. That obviously trying to be as fiscally responsible as we possibly can be, and I mean, there's been a lot of sacrifices in a lot of different regards around our program. And but we want to make sure for our players, the resources and the things that are in place for them to go out there and play to the best of their ability, that they're there, and that's something that's very important.
Hey, Mike, I know you have a plan usually for everything. Have you thought ahead of, say, for hopefully it doesn't happen, but if a coach has to quarantine before a game, like do you guys have a plan B for someone else calling plays or moving guys around?
We got a plan B, C, D, E. I mean, I think we got them all covered. There's, once again, unprecedented time, and it's something that you always go into a season with a plan B, just in case something was to occur. But there are a lot of moving pieces, and so really at every position, we have our thoughts of what would happen, of what would occur, and how we would adjust to every situation, whether it's me or somebody else, and that's something that I think probably every program in the country is having to do at this time, just because of some of the uncertainty with contact tracing and things that could show up. But like I said, we're trying to do the best to our ability to make sure that goes as smoothly as possible. All right, thank you. All right, thank you guys.